Hello, party people. Wow, look at that. Dennis is psychic. I was planning on saying hello, party people before I saw that message. Amazing stuff. Hello, Dennis. A bit more of that, I think, is the order of the day.
You miss the 90s.
I do. Who doesn't?
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, my mum probably doesn't because I was a child in the 90s, so I'm sure she's glad that it's over.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, we are here today because we want you to find only the best jobs, and we're planning to do that by roasting some job ads. Did I say that? I meant reviewing. Yes, we're going to be reviewing some job ads and letting you know what we think, what looks good, what looks terrible, and things to watch out for. So yes, looking forward to that. And you might be thinking, well, who are you to review job ads? Well, Michael is a seasoned job hunter.
You can say that.
Yes.
I've actually written a few job ads as well.
Oh, even better. Yes.
And they're really, really, really hard to write. So yeah. I'm sure. I hope you're not going to roast any of the ones I wrote.
Well, if they're live at the moment, I might be. That would be funny, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be funny.
Yes, indeed. And Hel has reminded me that we must do, and Alexei, our weekly tradition. Well, actually, it happens more than once a week. Where is it? Here. If you are new here, please put a bunny rabbit into that chat. And if you've been before, hit me with that tiger. Yes, we don't do anything with this information. It is just purely for fun. Amazing. Thank you for coming back, tigers. And thank you for coming, bunny rabbits. That is super cool. Yes. So to kick off, I would like to take questions from the chat, of course. So if you have questions about job hunting or around job ads, or maybe you've seen a job ad and you want our opinion on it, put it in that chat and let us know. We'll try to answer as many as possible. But I have prepared a couple. Michael, first question first, I suppose, is what do you look for in an ad when you're job hunting?
I'm kind of looking what the company product is about, and if salary listed or not. And then I'm looking over how close of a match tech spec wise I am to the job ad.
Oh, so are you looking, you mean you want to fulfill all of the skills? Surely not.
No, not. I'm not looking to fulfill all the skills. I just kind of like mentally ticking off like how many things I've got and how many things I don't. So I kind of have a proportion in my head. It's kind of a little bit different for junior roles though, because kind of the more senior you become, it kind of becomes a little bit more important to you personally to match as many as possible. Because some things, like for example, they say like instead of Git, they say Subversion. I don't mind if that's the only thing, but if it's like one of 100 other things that I don't know, then that would like tip me saying, well, that's probably definitely not for me.
Interesting.
So
yes. Okay. So conversely, what would make you click away from a job ad? So maybe people writing job ads, if you're watching this, here's what not to do.
I would say that definitely click away is if the salary listed is obscenely small or obscenely big.
Really?
Yeah, if it's obscenely big, it's probably a scam. If it's obscenely small, I mean, we're not a match straight away. So,
is that the only thing then, the salary, or are there other?
No, there are like there are like a handful of technologies and stuff that I just personally don't think match very well with me, and I prefer not.
C#, namely.
No, it's kind of like I would say Java, yeah. Like I would probably I had experience working with C#. I had a little bit of experience working with Java, and I didn't enjoy working with Java that much. C# is a little bit of a different story, but yeah.
Cool. Perfect. Max Sam had their first ever job interview last week.
Congrats.
Didn't get the job, but gained some experience and feedback.
Nice one.
That's the name of the game. The more interviews you go to, the easier they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Say that from experience, definitely. Yo, what is this stream about? We are going to be reviewing some job ads. So hopefully you will only apply for jobs that are worth your time. Yes.
Yeah.
Mucha Design. Facing job hunting after 14 years with the same company. Any tips for someone a bit rusty and old? I think if you've been in a position where you've not had to job hunt for quite a while, my main piece of advice would be just to get on it as soon as you can. Just apply and start going to interviews and really just treat them more as practice than anything else. What would you say?
Yeah, I would say a lot of things have changed since then. I mean, LinkedIn being invented, grew, and became a dominant network before you job hunted last time. So yeah, I would say that definitely review a lot of the practices that you think are written in stone, because they might not be as relevant. Like CVs are important, but their format might have changed and stuff like that. I mean, admittedly, I'm not old enough to say 14 years ago. Actually, maybe not. Maybe I'm right.
Maybe I am that old.
Yeah, maybe I am. Wow. Actually, I haven't. Ooh, existential crisis right there. No, never mind. It's kind of...
we do have on the Scrimba site a CV review with the tech recruiter stream like this one, which someone recently told us really helped them to land a job. So have a look for that. And get some pointers on your CV. Definitely setting up a LinkedIn profile is a very good call if you don't already have one.
Yeah.
So best of luck to you. Future Design. Rasha Nasseri. What to put for experience on your resume if you've just finished Scrimba front-end developer course. So any experience you have from another industry, what you can do is find ways to link that into what would be useful in the tech industry. So, for example, if you've led a team, you could add that. If you've automated some kind of customer response to service, you could add that. Just try to find problems you've solved or big achievements in any of your previous jobs. And I would definitely say make sure your skills are prominent at the top, and don't forget to link to the projects that you're most proud of. Yeah.
And a lot of business skills that, for example, if you worked with in an office job with Excel a lot of those business and problem solving skills that you've done by solving some business problem with a spreadsheet, they're directly applicable to your coding career. So you can probably mention that too.
Yeah, depending on what you do with Excel. I mean, some of that stuff's really codey. Taran Deep, what's better for a fresher just passing out of college, internship or direct job? By the way, happy holidays.
Hey, happy holidays to you too.
Welcome. Yes, I think that depends on probably your region where you live and also what kind of industry you want to go into.
Yeah, and it also depends on the internship and direct job. Like if you get offered an internship, at Google or something, or a direct job at a small company, it kind of depends. Yeah, it kind of depends. But then again, that small company can be next Stripe or something.
You never know. So
yeah,
you have to assess it on a case-by-case basis, I suppose.
Yeah, do you need money right now? Because a lot of people do need money straight away. So kind of personally, I've always been a proponent of direct jobs straight away. Not much of free labor.
But as you say, if you get the right internship, it can definitely help.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely.
Take it and assess case by case.
Yeah. So it's if you're a student in Europe or something, where safety net is pretty reasonable, the prices are not that much, and also your education isn't that expensive, your student loan would be really high, you can probably afford an internship quite a lot, in France or whatever you are, or even the UK. But I can't speak for the other countries because I just don't know the realities.
Yeah. I think the most important thing is to make sure that you're comfortable with whatever it is you're offered. So
Yeah.
if that's an internship or a job, are you happy with the situation?
Yeah,
financially and also in the culture of it.
Yeah, like some internships I've heard in Europe, like I've heard of paid internships in Amsterdam, where people actually pay pretty decent wage for interns. So yeah, look into those.
Cool. And Hal, thoughts on jobs that list salary as negotiable? Oh yeah, don't you love that?
Yeah, I just like normally when that kind of says. I heard this thing that where they say that competitive in the US job ads actually means competitive.
Really?
Yeah, I know exactly. See, like in Europe, if someone says competitive, it's almost as if they're not listing any salary whatsoever. It tells you nothing.
Well, it tells you that it's probably not very competitive in my view.
Yeah,
because if it was, you would just say what it is.
True, or negotiable for that matter.
Maybe I'm cynical.
Normally, if it's not a number, then it gives you very little data to work with. So you can just ignore it and just pretend it hasn't been listed. That's it.
Marley says, hello to the tigers I've missed out there. Woohoo! Marley says, I don't know if it's the same for dev jobs as design ones, but I usually find the ones that list way too many responsibilities are a red flag. So,
that's a good one.
I think there are two things this could refer to. Either responsibilities as in tasks that you've got to do, or huge amounts of different tech that you should know. But what do you reckon on this?
I would agree. I would agree. If it's like, if there's just a handful of lines that list the tech stack, that's one story. But if they're asking you to have experience in
everything,
something that goes into, like if you can split it into good 3-4 jobs, then I agree. They either just have a listing, like catch everyone in one go. In any way, there is some kind of, there's definitely some either problem organizationally.
Yeah, perhaps they're asking for something unreasonable, or they don't necessarily know what all these things are, and that it's not really going to work that one person does all of them. But either way, I agree, probably bit of a red flag. What would, asks Omar, you write in a resume to get a high response rate and avoid auto-screening filtration?
It's not one particular thing. Unfortunately, it's a lot of things. It's formatting your experiences and lots of other stuff. Also, auto-screening is a bit of a myth. Kind of like the machines don't like filter you out as much because you kind of get highlighted in some way, and then a person quickly looks over you. So it could be just a human who very quickly, like 3-5 seconds screen, but oftentimes it's a little bit longer than that. A lot of we had so many recruiters on the stream, and they say that 3-5 seconds is not realistic. It's more like 20-30.
Generous.
Yeah, but I mean, still. But unfortunately, it's not one thing. I normally recommend everyone the book, is it Career Advice of Gegele Orish. Basically, he gives, if you're looking for a job and it's your first job, he gives away that book for free. So, I can't just, read the whole book on the stream. So it's not one thing. That's usually a lot. And even then you can get rejected.
I would say, if you're looking to not be filtered out, one of the most effective things you can do is try to make some connection in the company before you even apply.
Yeah.
So then your name will be on their radar, and they're less likely to get rid of you. So give that a go. See if you can chat to them on Twitter or on LinkedIn, just say hi. Or actually, who was it? Last week? Or maybe the week before, we were talking to a recruiter, and job ads, quite often they have at the bottom of them, if you'd like to discuss this role, ring this number. Apparently, hardly anyone ever does, which doesn't surprise me. I've never rang that number.
No, I
don't know what I would say, but apparently if you do, that really impresses them and would make you more memorable. So you could give that a go.
Interesting.
Going back to Rash's earlier question, they've just finished the career path, wondering what to put. as their experience. They're an architect, which
Oh, wow.
sounds great. So I definitely think there'll be plenty of skills you could carry over from architecture to coding. So yeah, see what you can apply in both industries, and definitely
absolutely
put that in. And that applies for all industries, really.
Just think of the puns you can make, of all the puns that you can have about architecting solutions, and drawing code bases. I don't know, like, it's the field
they're
game.
puns, but it's also true.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, we have promised job ad reviews, so I think it's review time. Now, Michael is looking at these completely fresh. So yes. I want you to imagine you're looking for a job, but with the experience you currently have.
Okay.
And tell us your thoughts, essentially.
Okay.
Job number 1 will be coming up on the screen any second now.
Okay.
So now I have redacted them. Now they're public, so I don't really need to. But it's just in case Michael says anything silly, really.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Junior React developer.
So from off the start, kind of like I suppose before COVID, this was a normal thing. But right now, I am looking at the job ad. I prefer remote. So when it says UK/EU and then it says England, United Kingdom.
This was actually a town.
Presumably London or something or whatever.
Yeah, it's a town in England, and it doesn't mention remote. Maybe later on down the line.
Yeah, so I'm like, is it remote or not? I would prefer if remote was written at the top, and also if it's like, what kind of remote? Because there are a lot of these silly listings where they say remote, but at the bottom they say US remote, and it's like that's US remote. That's not remote. So just like put a country and then remote, if that's country scoped, or when you say remote, it means worldwide, or put like time zone remote and stuff like that. So it's like have some kind of qualifying adjective before the word remote that gives me indication of where that location should be.
If there is a time zone mentioned, though, I think even if you're not in that time zone, it could be worth applying anyway if you think you're a good fit, because they might be willing to overlook it. Yeah,
like a couple of time zones. If you for example are in Turkey or something, and you prefer to, I don't know, wake up early to work for the UK company, or the other way around. Yeah, sure.
So let's continue.
Yeah.
About the job. Want to be part of an innovative startup's hypergrowth?
Sounds good. Okay.
Does it? I thought it sounded worrying.
To be honest, it's
hypergrowth to me is like not sustainable growth.
No. It's all kind of. It's kind of. When people say hypergrowth, it's a little bit generic. It's like fascinating culture or something. It's like kind of. If you're a startup, everyone wants to grow. But you don't just want to grow, so people just put hyper growth. I don't know. It's kind of a problem of a copy, to be honest. I don't think it's kind of
worry about it. Basically.
Yeah, it's a little bit cringe, but I wouldn't read it in too much into the copy. To be honest, like quite often, I kind of skip this whole part.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. How important is the about the job section?
I skim just to understand if there are any notes about the product, anything of substance. But anything like flowery language about how amazing we are and stuff like that, I kind of skip it until after I apply.
Yeah.
Like if we get arranged a phone interview or something, then I would read this in greater detail. But until then, it's like it's kind of pointless to me right now.
Yeah, I agree. But if you do get to the interview stage, that's when you want to read this.
Yeah.
I know that from the experience of not doing that once. That's embarrassing. Anyway, requirements. At least 1 year's commercial experience working with React.
Okay.
Despite being a junior role.
Okay.
Thoughts on that?
I have a feeling that this company is probably trying to filter out like bootcamp grads and stuff. But to be honest, commercial experience is a very vague. It doesn't say professional experience. It says commercial experience. So
what's the difference?
I have no idea. But just because I think in my head, professional experience is like you had the job as a developer, while commercial experience it's like you did something with React and possibly you did it for free or volunteer or some kind of other basis. So I would say it's a fairly reasonable. I could you see, you're asking these questions, kind of it makes you a little bit worried. Like, do I fit in or not? I think I think people fit in. Yeah, I think if you've been learning like Scrimba frontend or something, apply.
That's interesting, because when I was looking for a junior role, if I saw commercial experience, I would have clicked off because I'm like, well, I don't have commercial experience. But you're right, there is a difference between commercial and professional. Yeah,
if you build projects and stuff, then apply. Also, at least 1 year commercial experience. Why 1 year? If it's at like 2+, then they're definitely trying to screen out junior people, and then the job ad would be very weird, like junior role that's screening out junior people. But when they're saying something like that, I have a feeling like someone added that part, like they're just looking for someone with projects or some. And judging by the language in the rest of the ad, someone must have someone who's not very familiar with day-to-day job probably had some changes to it. But maybe not. I don't know.
So this is.
But I don't know. The developers don't really write like that.
This job ad is really pretty short, and the requirements and.
Pretty nifty.
You think that's good, or?
Yeah, it's all right. Like, well, it's a developer job. They're looking for someone junior. Yeah, fair enough. And what about the rest of it? Is there actually?
There is no rest.
So it's basically you work in team, forefront of technology, developing state-of-the-art web frameworks. So it's like React core team.
I don't know.
Not only will you be working within the product, crucial role, working scalable pivotal solutions, yada yada yada.
It is.
Okay, offering flexible working. You can choose to be in office, home-based, even hybrid. So that's pretty good. There we are.
Stamp of approval. Shortest requirements I've ever seen.
No, I would say that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I probably would remove if I was writing this and I was looking for a junior developer, I would probably just I would scratch off the bit about the at least 1 year commercial experience. And I would probably write something like, send us your projects or whatever, and we'll have a look. Like, send us your code.
Yeah. Perfect. We will pause the reviews to answer a few questions from the chat.
Yeah.
Someone is asking, that someone is Kim Manchu. What book did you recommend? Is it this?
So that would be Gegli Orish. Can you just go career book?
This is Gerg. His name's actually Gergely.
Yeah, Gegli.
I know this because Alex told me.
There we go. Tech Resume Inside Out.
Tech Resume Inside Out.
Tech Resume Inside Out. And there is somewhere on the website, have a look around. You can submit you can tell him that you're looking for a first job, and then you'll get the book for free.
Oh, that's very kind. Yes, so check that out. Per says Amar, that job requirements are just the wish list of the employer. If you match 80% of the requirements, just apply. Maybe not even as high as 80.
Yeah, maybe not even as high as 80.
But yes.
It kind of depends.
Absolutely. Milosh, I work in a non-tech company for 11 years. I have 3 years of experience in WP, WordPress, and 2 in SEO. They overlap. Should I even put my non-tech related work experience on my resume?
Yeah.
I think you can mention it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You can keep it brief and just highlight your biggest achievements in the role, and rather than your day-to-day responsibilities, the skills or solutions you've found in the job.
Yeah, I would kind of say depending on what you've done with WordPress, 3 years in WordPress, that's technical experience.
Definitely.
So, what did you build? Did you work with PHP? Did you build pages? What SEO optimizations do you do? And I'm sure, which would be pretty useful for a lot of companies. Like, yeah,
I see, yeah.
a lot of developers and front-end developers don't really know how SEO works or how to optimize for it, how to create an effective copy. So yeah, I would say it's definitely a very useful skill, especially for a front-end developer to have. So yeah, definitely include.
Deep. Got a job offer from multiple small companies. Woo!
Nice one.
For a web dev role, what to look for other than workplace environment?
Interesting. Workplace environment being...
I guess either the actual physical environment or the culture of the office.
Right.
Deep is asking what to look for other than that.
Other than that, I would say, I don't know, kind of at this point, to be honest, people who you're going to be working with will be probably the most important thing. So I would say look out for that.
Also, I think what tech stack you'd be working with. Is it something you're interested in? Is the tech stack something that's commonly used in the industry and therefore will be useful for you later down the line? Or is it something really obscure that if you learn it, you're probably never going to use again later on in your career?
Yeah, interesting. I would say kind of right now, I'm at the point in my career where it's tech stack probably matters not as much. But having said that, if the job had jQuery in it, I probably wouldn't apply. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Yeah, I would say I'd probably say don't put as much weight on tech stack, but don't ignore it completely as well. So yeah, it's an interesting one.
Nice. On meeting. I'm currently working as a junior full stack developer, but I find it hard to get a new job. I don't really know if I'm doing anything wrong. My job hunting has been targeted to international countries.
Oh, interesting. So you're currently working, find it hard to get a new job. I would say that probably, most likely, it's your CV. So Leanna shared the book. Grab the book, rewrite your CV, rewrite your LinkedIn. We've got some nice streams about LinkedIn reviews and things. So once you get, once you get those things in order, subsequent dev jobs usually get much easier. So if you're finding it hard to get the following role, then it's probably something with the CV. You're not highlighting what you've already done quite as effectively. Again, there are a few tricks how to do it. For example, you highlight the outcome rather than the process that you did and so on. So yeah, I would say that it's probably something to do with that. Because once you have some experience, it's the market, especially now, is so hot that people really want developers.
Sarah says, being an absolute beginner, sometimes it seems like nobody wants us, and I feel like I can't pick or choose. This especially applies to the tiny market where I live. Give up and freelance? I wouldn't call it giving up if you do freelance, but
freelance is an option.
You could give freelancing a go just to get yourself into the industry. You can do it alongside job hunting. So yeah, why not? Seems like a win-win to me. In terms of feeling like you can't pick and choose, I do know that feeling. I have been there previously, and I took a job which I later regretted taking. So yes, I do know the feeling of when you're looking for that junior role, you really want to...
It's very hard to pass on.
Yeah, but in the long run, just make sure you're happy with it before you go for it. That's what I will say.
Yeah.
On that matter. Happy holidays, Dennis says. And thanks for doing this. How do you know when you're ready to start venturing out in the job market? I would say if you've got HTML, CSS, JS, React, and a bit of Git, go for it and let them decide for you.
I would say go for it now. Whatever you have. Because if you get rejected, then maybe you don't have enough on your CV. If you get rejected the interviews, then maybe you don't have enough in-depth knowledge of those things.
They might tell you what you lack as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
And
that'll help.
Once you're there and they ask you to can you do X, Y, and Z, then you don't know how to do X, Y, and Z. And if you don't know how to figure out, then well, that's the next thing you need to learn. So kind of this process will also guide you through what's required. So yeah. And also it puts you in the position where you have to craft your CV early on, which is definitely good because
Yeah,
people
it's
kind of postpone it
easier to
because
do. Yeah.
it's really, I have to admit, I hate writing CVs and stuff like that. It's annoying, but it's required. It's a very useful part. So
Daily Meow. Good. Hey guys, any new remote web dev jobs or website? And how's your cat? Cat's good.
yeah, he's sleeping.
Both of them. No. In terms, yes, I did actually want to mention that. Where to find? Come on, Leanne. Where to find remote web dev jobs? Well, okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Luckily, I'm not sharing yet. Here we go. Here I am on my LinkedIn, and I head on over to jobs. I search junior developer. I've put United Kingdom here, but you can put remote, I think. Not that.
Use a remote. Yeah.
So that's what you can do.
Interesting.
Junior BI developer. I don't know what BI is.
Business intelligence?
So this is giving you other types of developers as well, like content developer. But then we have like junior front-end developer and front-end developer, junior software developer, and so on. So that's how I would look for a junior developer role.
Yeah.
I hope that helps. Daily meow. Keep meowing. Yes. Super cool. Okay, let's go on to the next review. It's happening. We're getting there. Here it is. Yes, brilliant.
You're not sharing, yes.
I know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. Sorry.
That looks awfully similar, but it is different.
Okay.
Front-end engineer.
Okay.
Full-time, mid-senior level.
Oh, so that one says on-site. So that's basically in the office.
Yeah. Full-time, mid-senior level, 10,001 plus.
Yeah, big corp.
Employees.
Okay.
3 of my school alumni work there. Interesting. A career that will deliver change together will help Britain achieve net zero. Now,
I can tell it's an electricity company.
it's an energy company.
Yeah, it's a big energy company in the UK. Well, I don't really know which one, but
yes. So here we go. This is a great opportunity for disruption in the UK energy market.
Yeah.
We're always evolving. We have a diverse product range and so on, giving customers control at their fingertips. So you'll be building a mobile app.
I would pass on that because I know nothing about mobile development. So,
assuming you did.
But assuming I do, it's a job for me. Can I just quickly, so how I would go through it? So
it's asking for React, TypeScript, AWS, and Node. You have those, don't you? I
actually do, yes.
So maybe you shouldn't rule yourself out of app development, Michael.
Well, I just know how painful it is. There you go. Like, if you want to work on a mission where it's like, achieving net zero is something you care about, then yeah, it would be a very good job.
What do you think?
Flexible.
Can you highlight this? Salary,
competitive plus excellent benefits. Yeah. So if I see this, I just ignore it because I don't know what the salary is and I don't understand what they mean by excellent benefits, because most companies say excellent benefits, but then in the end, it's very standard benefits. It's like pension. It's like, hey, something you have to do by law.
In the UK, at least.
Yeah.
So when you say you'd ignore it, do you mean you'd ignore the whole ad or just that?
No,
line?
I'd ignore this particular line. Like, it bears no
meaning.
Yeah, it bears no meaning to me. Like, for example, working hours, full-time, flexible working will be considered. This would be a little bit of a worry. Like, what do you mean flexible working will be considered? Like, is it 9 to 5 from home? Or is it 9 to 5 from the office? And for a dev, it's a little bit of it's not even past century. It's like the before last century attitude. So it's like kind of like even before COVID, tech companies that were working with devs having 9 to 5 strictly were a bit of a rarity. A lot of companies were offering flexible working hours back then, and now it's not even the question. It's like you're at home, you can do whatever, like, you know, as long as you just do your work, it's fine. But yeah, well, let's have a look next. So, software engineering practice at the heart of this transformation. Okay, we've got lots of teams.
Look at it. It's huge.
Support strong collaboration,
But then
architects.
it says our teams are set up to work flexibly, but then at the top it says on site. So that's a bit like, well.
Yeah, this job ad does have a little bit of a cognitive dissonance within itself. It's kind of like it's been stitched up from a few, or people are just like rushing to get it out.
Could be.
And then it says you can be based anywhere in the UK. But then considering that it's a really big corporation, maybe they have multiple offices that you can go to.
Could be.
And sometimes you have to commute to London. And what was that above a little bit? So we're looking for front-end developers to build future self-service e-commerce platforms that serve our energy and beyond supply, AV, and microgeneration. Oh, well, this is an interesting part. So this is like something about the actual job. Like above that, it was like, whatever. But this is something interesting. You'll have a solid eye for UI UX, help product owners turn their vision to reality. Okay, interesting. So you will be definitely a front-end engineer, so that there will be UX designers with you.
Yeah.
You have skills in React, TypeScript, AWS, Node. We'd love to speak with you. Okay. Typically, okay, so they work in sprints, collaboration.
2 times sprint cycle. What does that mean? A sprint lasts 2 weeks.
No idea. That doesn't mean particularly. Typically, 2 times sprint cycles. So is it like every month? I would assume that. Yeah, I would assume that it's a 2-week sprint. Or maybe they have like a large cycle that has 2 sprints, and then between the cycles they have like they tackle technical debt and stuff like that.
Can we just look, please, at this here?
So engineers deployed into self-contained product teams, squads.
No, it's not that.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get the highlighter out. This.
Okay. Deployed into self-contained product teams, squads that operate with larger domain or tribes.
And then guilds.
Guilds used to bring common roles and interests.
I mean, we're turning into like live action role play.
Yeah, okay. So I know this language is dorky. I agree. But it does have meaning actually. So,
well, I know it has meaning, but is this kind of normal language?
Nowadays, yeah, it kind of is because basically Spotify has popularized this new way of working in terms of squads. So a squad is like a bunch of people that work on a particular problem. An accumulation of similar problems and people who work on it is called the tribe. So for example, you work on, let's say, you're at this company and you're working on their e-commerce offering or something, and you're working on a particular feature like checkout or something. So your squad works on checkout, but then there will be a lot of different squads that work with something to do like payments. So there will be a payment tribe or something. So it's like a larger domain, and that tribe is like, it's basically a larger bunch of people that works on the very similar problem. And guild is something like, for example, a lot of people work with AWS and a lot of people work with TypeScript, and you will have like a TypeScript guild where people from all sorts of different teams kind of like get together once a week and they go through like a meeting to catch up on the latest things TypeScript, that kind of stuff.
I see.
And that's called a guild.
So how do you feel about this? Is this a red flag for you? Or
nah, it's just...
You're used to it.
Yeah, I'm just kind of used to it. Yeah, it's fairly normal language now. Again, it's dorky. I just wish it was a little bit less medieval in some way. But I can see why they're going for it. Why they're going for a guild, because it's like, like all blacksmiths that are interested in, like, I don't know, making swords get together once a week and they, share the best blacksmith techniques. And hence why it's called
your boats.
Yeah, hence why it's called a guild. I just wish there was a better name. But I don't.
I guess like common interest group isn't as interesting.
Yeah, well, exactly, and it sounds a bit
boring.
Yeah.
Anyway, in addition to competitive starting salary, we offer market-leading company pension scheme, paid holidays. Okay, so far both of those are a legal requirement, and a range of flexible benefits, such as company incentive bonus plan.
Okay.
What's that?
Basically, it's performance bonuses.
Health cover, cycle to work scheme, gym membership, discounts, and employee pricing.
Okay.
You get money off your bill?
Yeah, presumably.
Nice.
Gym membership.
But then that would mean you have to use them as your supplier.
Yeah, true. Discounts, it's an interesting one. It's like people offer like boots discounts and stuff like that. But
they're really useful for whenever
I had this benefit, I never actually used it because
I didn't either.
Like, you have to shop online at Boots, like pharmacy in the UK. Like, why would I do that? If I'm sick, I would go straight to it.
Yeah.
Cycle to work scheme might be useful to some, but again, if you work from home, not much use. But then they say they're on site, so maybe there is a point. Bonus plans, fairly normal. Health cover. Yeah, it's kind of normal again, but in the UK, health insurance kind of doesn't mean as much as it does in the UK. Oh, sorry, in the US.
It's nice because you can get seen quicker and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's like, it's not as much of a benefit.
It's not as critical. Let's look at the last paragraph. Please let us know if you'd like to discuss flexible working arrangements by highlighting this on your application.
I would say that I probably would pass on the job because a corporation that big probably would be a little bit annoying for me to work for. And the compensation levels probably wouldn't be what I'd expect.
Just mooching him for a bit. Sorry about this. Anyway, let's take a look at what is going down in the chat. The guilds get together once a week to raid. Yeah, exactly that. Kiran Kumar. I'm learning MERN stack. What are the job opportunities for freshers like me? So just to clarify, he'll be back in a minute. I will try to tackle your question, Kiran Kumar. We need this. The MERN stack is this. What is the MERN stack? It stands for MongoDB, Express, React, and Node. I would say the opportunities for you are pretty good. I mean, even just with React, are pretty good. So yes, keep going with MERN stack. Good on you. Also, I suppose I should say, check in your area if React is the framework which is used most often, because if you find that Angular is used more, then you want to learn the MERN stack, i.e. MongoDB, Express, Angular, and Node, and so on. So I would check that out. But honestly, I think if you learn React, you're probably going to be good. Basically, anyway. Could they be using ReactNative to make the mobile app and you wouldn't really need to know mobile development? Yeah, quite possibly. I mean, judging from the tech stack they had available on there, they didn't seem to be bothered about anything specific to React mobile development, so totally. Kayla, happy holidays. You too, Kayla. Thanks for the great tips. Hope they are helpful. I was thinking D and D as well. Yeah, totally. Off topic, says Milosh, but I always forget to ask, what happens when a Scrimba subscription ends? Asking because my card expires. Well, usually the subscription will automatically renew unless you've cancelled. The only exception to that is if someone's bought you a gift card. But if your card has expired, then and you've tried to add the new one and it's not working, email help@scrimba.com.
I'm back.
And they will help you out. But generally, it will renew, Milos. But if it can't charge your card because it's expired, it's not really a problem. You just need to drop them an email probably at help@Scrimba and they'll sort it out. Yeah. I'm not sure if you can do it in PayPal, but sometimes people do that and it might not work. So just email them and they'll help you out. My Kalimba. At my company, these squads are called pods. It's just lingo to keep the organization of the team clear. Yeah. Very nice. Okay, oh no, we're almost running out of time, Michael. I have a job ad I really want to review.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Stay with me, Michael.
Before my voice comes out.
Yeah. I shouldn't laugh, really. Is it this one? Let me just check it out. Yes, this is the one.
Okay.
Job ad 3.pdf. So.
Job ad 3. Okay.
Junior developer.
Okay, again, remote or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, when you see on LinkedIn where it says like 7 applicants, I ignore that. I don't know how much I can trust that number.
Oh, really? Because someone earlier was asking, I'll interrupt the review because this is a relevant question. Rebecca says, sometimes I see really old postings like 1 month plus when I do not bother because it's been up too long. Or should I apply no matter how old? With this, if the job looks good, it could be worth applying because what could have happened is they've gone through one round of interviews and stuff and it hasn't worked out. Either they didn't find someone suitable or they did, but then that person dropped out, or maybe someone's been off sick on the recruitment side, so it's been on hold. So it might be worth just applying anyway if you're interested in the job. Yeah.
And companies pay for these listings, so they wouldn't be reposting the same listing again and again.
Yeah.
So they would just keep an old listing. So yeah, I would again, like if it's a year out or something, or a couple of months, but if it's a month, I would still apply.
Yeah, if it's a year, there's probably something iffy going on. Yes.
Oh, they just probably forgot about it.
Rohit says, what is Scrimba? I am your new YouTube subscriber. Amazing. Thank you for joining. Scrimba.
Yeah, and don't forget everyone else to hit that subscribe button or whatever the like. Thank you for reminding Rohit.
Scrimba is a code learning platform. Yes, and what's cool about it is we have loads of courses and you can go straight into the code. This is our Christmas offering, and you can interact with it in the browser.
Yeah.
Change the code and then run it in the browser. So go and check that out. Rohit. Sorry about this.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. I was talking more to the audience, but you as well. Oh boy. So anyway, back to the job ad. Junior developer. We're starting off with rockets. Yes. I mean, for me, that's a good sign. 20 to 30K, which for a junior in the UK, it's not bad. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Our client is looking to take on a junior developer to join their ever-growing team. I can tell how excited this person is. They focus on building multi-award-winning security software to allow tech users to stay safe online. Your coding will be out within their products and making a positive impact in no time. Wow, amazing. Now, this is the interesting part for me. Actually, no, I'll use this. They also boast... Sorry, my hands have temporarily given up.
What are you looking for? This note again. It's that box that you're looking for, I think. Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God, I'm slow to them. Sorry. This.
No.
This.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's been a long week.
Yeah.
Anyway, they also boast an elaborate benefits bundle to the role, including, but certainly not limited to, free gym and golf membership at one of the UK's leading golf clubs.
Really?
Fully stocked on-site bar.
Go on.
They recently
Go on, I'm
spent
listening.
over 2K filling it up for the Christmas period. Hairdressers provided breakfast,
Hairdressers?
lunch, drinks and snacks, private healthcare packages, and much more. So what do you reckon?
I mean, if I needed to go to town, that would be a perfect job. But
for me, I feel like it's a bit of a too good to be true situation. You know what I mean?
I don't know, there's just so much, like, there's a golf club, hairdressers, breakfast, lunch. Well, I mean, breakfast, lunch, and dinner is kind of like Google provides it. Like,
yeah, but don't they do that so that you spend more time at work?
Yeah, they do.
So,
I don't understand, like, well, I worked at companies that have on-site bar and stuff like that. It's like beer on tap and things.
Have you?
But again, like, nobody uses it because you're going to work. Like, you come there at 9 and you leave, like, on Thursday or something, you know?
But isn't it might be a Wolf of Wall Street situation.
You are not going to do any coding in that case. It's
well,
like...
yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe, like, you know, Wolf of Wall Street, but I really doubt they would work out like that.
I think...
Like, you can't get drunk and code. Like, it just doesn't work. Like, I tried. Not at work, like, after hours at the weekend, but...
I think Denny sums it up. Is this a job or a cult? And Marley sums it up again. Do you ever leave this workplace? I think that hits the nail on the head. You've got all of these benefits, but why do you have them? Is it because you're basically spending your entire life either at work or with your colleagues?
I would say that, okay, they probably don't have a lot of people like me working for them because there must be a limit on how much booze you can have in the bar. Most companies, again, I work for, they usually limit the amount of drinks people have, and that usually because of previous incidents. Or people like me who just drink a lot.
I've worked in a bar, and even that was limited staff drinks. But the thing is with this, like, I guess if that's the kind of thing you're into, then this might be appealing, but not everyone wants to drink at work. And not everyone wants to play golf. So you'd have to be mindful of the fact that there's definitely a culture around this which might not be a fit for you.
Or they might just be like just trying to ride some kind of popular wave. So, like, you know, everyone offers something like this, so they're offering it to... I
don't know, I've never seen a hairdresser offered. As Angel says, I do need a new cut and colour. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, on to the responsibilities.
I've never seen a hairdresser, but yeah, the bars are pretty open, pool tables and stuff like that. It's pretty common. I probably wouldn't reach too much into it. I would interview and ask a little bit about it, a little bit about the office culture and stuff, and like maybe ask a question something like, what's the wildest story that happened on a night out in the office?
I would not ask that in an interview. Although maybe in this place you should.
You should, because then you would see how much of that fully stocked on-site bar actually plays into their office culture. And if it's significant, then you definitely don't want to work there.
And then it says, this role will be predominantly based on site. Yeah, no kidding. At the beginning of your employment.
Okay.
Depending on experience.
No, that's fair enough. Like, I can see that they basically think that, you know, mentoring juniors is pretty hard remotely, so they want to do it in person. Which, it's a fair concern.
I've just noticed something else, which is even more worrying: a death in service benefit. Now, I'm not being funny, but
kind of everyone offers that.
You're a developer, not. You know,
I think that's the HR basically listed it because that's like they're trying to list all the benefits they have.
So it doesn't mean like dying actually at work.
It does mean that. Yeah, it does mean that dying actually at work. But every contract in the UK has that.
Does it?
Yeah, everyone, like,
It
I think,
does.
like, your workplace insurance has to make sure that death at work coverage exists. And I remember everyone, all contracts that I've read listed this as a benefit, and I was like, I don't care. I honestly don't care.
Interesting.
But again, like, if you have a family or something, if you've got kids and a mortgage and stuff, it might matter to you. But again, what are the chances that you're gonna just, like, what's gonna happen? Like, all of a sudden, like, keyboard gonna fall on your head or something? I don't know. I think the risks are very low, so I'm not sure how much of a benefit it is.
Tom Chan asks, what even is death in service benefit?
It's basically,
and why is it called a benefit?
basically, if you die at work, then your family will receive like 4 or 5 times your annual salary in cash.
And
It's
why
like-
is
it's
it
like
next
a life
to a
insurance in a way.
streaming subscription? Yeah, good questions.
Yeah, I probably would just take it off. And also, the subscription to the most popular streaming services. Again, like, a lot of these, a lot of these benefits, like, people normally list them, but I don't know. I don't really see much point in them because, just give me a couple more £1,000 to my salary. I can buy a Netflix subscription on my own.
Indeed. Anyway, Michael, I have got something exciting.
Go on.
Actually, first I will answer Rohit's question. When do you go live? Particularly which days? Wednesdays and Fridays, 5 p.m. GMT, which I think is 9:30 IST and noon EST. Yep, I'll have to check that. I haven't checked for a while. Anyway, 5 p.m. BST. Not BST, GMT.
Oh, yeah, but do you think we would apply for that job?
Well, I definitely wouldn't.
I would say apply. I would say apply and have a chat with them.
I mean, the laughs, maybe. But
I have to admit, I've
apply.
applied for some really wild jobs and I had some really funny interviews. And
if you're bored,
it was very. I don't know. Like, I think interviewing is a very interesting experience. You definitely see the width and breadth of how far software reaches. And some companies are like pretty wild, so it's definitely worth interviewing.
Clinton says, "No, this is too good to be true." Yes, I agree with you, Clinton.
I don't know. As for like kind of slightly bro culture vibes from the job interview.
Slightly.
Well, okay, not slightly. That aside,
massively.
Yeah, that aside, it's a regular job. Like, it doesn't. I mean, they pay reasonably. Yeah, pretty good junior salary if it's not in London. If it's in London, then it's probably not that much.
Some people are helpfully translating the time into other time zones. So we go live 9 a.m. PST, 12 p.m. EST, 10:30 p.m. IST. Yes. Can you try to come live daily from your busy schedule? Cool crumbs, maybe one day. Yeah, that'll be good. Anyway,
Daily. Michael,
we have got one last thing to do, and that is the quick fire round. What that is I'm going to say some things which might appear on job ads, and you tell me. You give me a thumbs up, because I think you probably should not talk anymore, or a thumbs down. Yeah. So if you think it's cool, thumbs up. If it would make you click away, then thumbs down.
Okay.
So time for the quick fire round. No salary mentioned.
No, I would continue.
A huge salary range. So it says like between 30 and 130k.
No, I would continue as well.
Unlimited holiday.
I would take note of that, and I would continue.
Take note and ask. What I would do is ask: is there a minimum that you should take?
Yeah, like what's their policy and stuff like that.
Otherwise, you end up taking none. Perks which aren't perks, e.g. a pension.
Yeah,
so in the UK, it's a legal requirement, and people list it under perks.
Yeah, or like 20 days holiday or something, which is like
also
the minimum that you legally have to give people.
It is quite normal to see that on job ads, though, so I wouldn't necessarily rule it out.
Yeah, I would just roll my eyes and continue.
And move on. Seemingly amazing perks, e.g. unlimited coffee, weekly parties, etc.
Again, it's like pool table, foosball, I don't know, what else? Like London companies love saying like skyline view from the office. And it's like, well, I'm not going to look at it because I'm looking at the screen. But yeah.
That's scraping the barrel, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, so I would roll my eyes.
We're a family.
Ooh, proceed with caution, definitely.
I would not proceed if I saw that.
No,
I would definitely close the door.
Yeah.
Evenings and weekends, when required.
That depends on the job. It could be because there is like on-call rota. If it's for a junior job, click away. If it's for a very senior job or something, then yeah, there is such thing as on-call, where if software goes down or something, there is some issue with production software, then you have to get up. But it's usually a rota and stuff, which is kind of normal for a lot of senior roles. I
think if it's a rota, that's fair enough. But if it's just this kind of vague idea of if we're really busy, then you might have to work the weekend. You know that film Office Space where he's like, I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow.
Oh, in that case.
Like, yeah. So yeah, clarify if it's a rota or just...
Yeah. I don't feel like I mean, does that even exist anymore? I hope it doesn't.
Yeah,
but
it probably does. Really long job ads, like 5 or 6 pages of basically, War and Peace.
Yeah, some big corporations kind of have to list them in really big because of legal requirements. So it depends on the size of the company. If it's a small startup that has a really job long ad, then yeah, I would skip away. But if it's a big corp, then
look, people are joining in with their thumbs down. But I don't know which ones they've thumbed down. Maybe it's the latest one.
Oh no. Yeah, it's hard to say.
Anyway, I'll restart the thumbs up and thumbs down now. Really short job ads.
Oh yeah, I love short job ads. Just like, if you mention salary, tech stack, what the product is about, and yeah, that's it. Like, you don't really need anything else.
Yeah, it's efficient. Totally. Nice one. Next, ads with loads of applicants. Yeah, that's interesting. If you see they've got
depends.
I don't know, 100+ applicants, do you still bother applying?
Yeah, it depends on the company.
Yeah, cool. Performance-based bonus.
Doesn't really mean anything. A lot of companies have performance-based bonuses, so it's like, yeah, like, again, it's like saying that you've got holidays. I know, but what are they? And stuff like that, So
for me, when I see performance-based bonus, I would think that might be a bit of a too high-pressure environment for me. I'm not good with stress.
No, it's kind of straightforward. A lot of companies just offer that.
I'll still apply and not get my hopes up, says Marley. Yes, perfect. Well, that brings us to the end of the hour. I'll put this on here, so if you enjoyed it, hit subscribe for more Ask an Expert live streams with Michael.
And hit the like.
Yeah, and hit the like, that as well. Yes, thank you all for coming. It's been really fun and interesting. And thank you for soldiering on, Michael, despite your ailments.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, I know. We are back tomorrow. Looking forward to this. Live coding JavaScript challenges. It's going to be big fun. So please come along to, our stream tomorrow. Just say no to Bill Lambert. Was that the bloke from Office Space?
Yeah.
I only saw Office Space this year, and I really liked it. So, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. My first time here, says Clinton, and it was totally worth it.
Yay!
Good news. Thank you for coming, and I hope to see you on Friday to help us code JavaScript challenges. Yes. It might not be these. We might do some of the ones that I released after I made this thumbnail. We will see. Yes. Well, that's all for now.
Awesome.
Keep coding and join JavaScript for a chance of winning a free Scrimba Pro year-long subscription and $1,000 on Christmas Eve.
Wow.
It's not too late to start. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, just a handful of days left.
Totally.
Wow.
Well, that's all for now. Keep coding.